I can remember some of the very first vape carts I ever got. They were back in 2014, the same year that Colorado legalized recreational, and I went into a rec shop. That was the same year that I moved there, and I remember getting them very early on, and they were actually pretty bad at the time. Like, most of the carts were like vegetable glycerin or propylene glycol, and they just infused a little bit of cannabinoids in there to get you high. So you weren't even hitting like a full cart of cannabis oil or a full cart of distillate like you would be today. You were hitting like vegetable glycerin, propylene glycol. It was flavored, but I was still excited at the convenience and at the possibility, and I was getting them a lot. Like, dabs weren't huge at the time. There were a few places that had like some decent concentrates, but I wasn't super into like the devices and rigs and nails and different stuff like that. So for a while, I would get like a lot of pens. I would get flour and edibles. I was trying new stuff out because I had just came from Florida and I was buying everything from the plug, and I usually could only get flour. So now when I go in the shops, I can get everything, right? And there was this brand that I really liked for a while. I think they're still around, the Cewpins vape. And they used to do this really cool thing, or something that I still think is cool, like marketing wise. They would partner with Leafly, right? And they would have like a little magnet for each strain that you would get. You would buy your cart and it would be there. And then in addition to your cart, you would get a little like refrigerator magnet that indicated which strain or which cart that you got. I found a little picture here, some square ones. I think they were like purple for indica. You know, you had your different classifications, you had your different names and everything. And somebody leave a comment and help me remember on these. Didn't they used to make like hexagonal ones so they would like fit in together and you could kind of make a cooler looking layout of them? These are square and they're meant to look like elements on the periodic table, but I think they had other shapes. I couldn't find the other shapes, but I thought those magnets were so cool. I used to get a new one. You get the new magnet and you put it up next to the other one. Sometimes you get duplicates, right? Like, bro, those blue dream carts are so good. I got to go get me another one. And yeah, your fridge or something would look like this. They were magnets. It was like a fun thing to collect, like a Pokemon card that you got with each cart that you were hitting. And like, I don't know if you know, but I like collecting stuff. I got a couple of things that I like collecting. That was an easy thing. It was something I was already buying regularly, so they added in the element of collection for me. I had a bunch of those little magnets, like a ton of them. And from my understanding, we had what we called a trim trade with the company, where we didn't buy any products from them. We just gave them our trim or shake or flour. We gave them stuff to process and they would run it all and they would bring us carts back. We'd have a ton of trim left over. They'd bring us a ton of carts. And I was limited to what my shop grew, where I would mostly go. I actually worked at a shop, so I got a lot of stuff from like this regular place that I worked at. And I was trying to get through every one they had there because we had like 20 or 30 different options. But I knew if I wanted to get like a bunch of them, if I wanted to collect them all, I had to go to different shops. And in some cases, I might even have to go to like different cities. I lived in the Springs, but I might have to go up to Denver to get some of the strains that they didn't have down in the Springs. And I think this is actually like an interesting early relationship between Cewpins and Leafly. I may need to do another video, a little more research on this just to get more details, but a lot of the early information on Leafly was provided through like Cewpins, was provided through like descriptions of the plants and stuff that they would get from the growers who they would process the stuff. It's not like they're trying everything out and they're having experts break down how all these strains are. They would take a lot of like collective information from different people, and based on what people said that their strain would do when you smoked it, they're like, yeah, we grow this a bunch, so if you smoke it, this is what's going to be. They were taking that information and putting it up on the website. And a lot of early Leafly, while there was a lot of user-generated reviews, some of the more official stuff was literally just coming from some grower, not the same grower every time. And, you know, maybe there was good information, but maybe there wasn't. But I remember working at a shop, and every now and then, like, the Cewpins rep would bring in a big old batch of new carts. And one day I was chatting the Cewpins rep up. I was like, wow, I really like these things, man. They're really cool. I like collecting the magnets. And I was trying to get like some inside information on here. Like, you know, we got the 30 different flavors, the 30 different magnets. I was like, hey, where would I go to get like some of the rare ones or the obscure ones? I kept telling the guy, I was like, I like trying all these different flavors. It feels cool to have tried the pen, and then I have the magnet representing that after. And I want to see if I can collect them all. I want to go get the wild ones. And the guy was like, oh, I could just give you all the magnets if you want. I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't really want to do that, bro. I want to do this for real. I want to like actually hit it, bro. I want to get high off of it and then have the magnet. And this is the moment that carts were ruined for me. This is the exact moment. Now, I know not everybody does it like this. I don't think that this company only does it like this. It might have just been in that area. But the guy who was bringing all the pens in looked me dead in my eye and goes, you know, all those are the same, right? And I went, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean? I got tons of different flavors here. He's like, those are all of the same carts. They're all the same. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? I've been collecting these. They're so good. I got all these carts. And the dude is like, I hate to break it to you. And this was like one of my first looks at like how easy you could just BS stuff in the industry. Like not everybody's doing it, but it's so easy to do stuff like this that you got to think a lot of people are doing it. The rep told me it would literally be unrealistic for us to run 30 different batches of extract. Like we're not going to go through and extract 30 different batches of trim that you have and make a cart for each one. It's like we literally couldn't do it like that. We couldn't run our business. We just take everything that you send, we blast it all down in one big batch, and then we just add terps and put it in different carts. The day that I found out that carts are like snow cones and they're just putting the distillate in it, the ice in there, and you pick whatever flavor you want to put on top, bro, my mind was blown. It's the same distillate in every cart, and they just added terps, bro. They just added whatever terps. You can buy terps in bulk online. You can get them individualized. You can get like preset strains or preset flavors. Like, you want lemon OG terps? Here's the profile. You want sour diesel terps? Here's the profile. And in some cases, they're not even recreating the terpene profile. They're just adding in a couple of terms and then like assigning the name. They know what names people want, so as long as they can add in a couple of terpenes you might find in that name, boom, they got it. But bro, carts are snow cones, all right? Not all of them, but a lot of distillate carts, you go in, you think you have 30 some options. It's the same distillate in each one. And sometimes you're not even getting cannabis terps. They add in like botanical terps or food terps or something. Oh, these are food grade terpenes. These are the highest quality. It didn't even come from weed. So that's probably really common with a lot of distillate carts. Even live resin carts in some cases is just distillate, but then they added in live terpenes. No, we just added in the live terpene. Like less than 1% of your whole thing had anything live in it, and they're calling it a live resin cart. So while you can find good stuff, there are some more reputable brands out there. If you're just getting any old cart, gauge your expectations for it. It might not be exactly what they're telling you it is. Come get high with me on Twitch. I do a smoke sesh every night, 9 p.m. Eastern. June 20th is cart night. We're getting high using carts only. Don't miss out.